I just discovered the funnest, coolest thing ever. I can't believe I never realized that my keyboard has a jack for my guitar amp. So I can plug in my trusty old keyboard sound, can plug it straight into my guitar amp. I never tried this before in my entire life until today. So I suppose some things you don't want to be doing are playing close chords. They completely kill it when there's a little bit of distortion going on. So you got to have some distance going on. A seventh sounds amazing with distortion. Not that one, but it's a C7, nice little gap there. Now if you add even more distance, I think it sounds even more effective. And of course it's a straight octave. And then you can go classic, power chords and do fifths and fourths. Of course, everything gets muddy in the bass. Even with the standard piano sound, the bass is going to sound muddy. But if you keep it a fifth and you don't go any smaller interval than a fifth, you can even with distortion get some decent sounding sounds out of the bass section. I mean, I suppose you really don't want to go below the C, 2 C's below middle C. It gets to sounding a little muddy. But I'm surprised how amazing a seventh sounds in the treble section with distortion. A lot of as long as you don't get the melodies, the parts of the harmony too close to each other, I find chord melody bits with, let's say, 3 notes together in the treble section sound better with distortion. Just it gives it this poignant effect. At least it seems to me. I need two hands. Ugh. Shut the thing off so it doesn't buzz. So the two note bits, the fewer notes you have, like that's just two notes. Sounds fine with the piano, but you throw in a little distortion and it has its own kind of poignancy without needing any extra notes. There we go, that rich clashing. Sustain is definitely strange when you've got a little distortion going on. And, I mean, it's strange, but it's not like it's any different than with a guitar, because guitars don't have the option for sustain. They're automatically on sustain. Too many notes. Then it's like the distortion swallows it up and the notes are gone, And there's really no way to make that chord work with distortion. To do something entirely different and preferably fewer notes. And that's the thing generally. I mean, it definitely applies in guitar. That's why you can't particularly strum when you've got distortion turned on very high, unless you're strumming power chords or some very, fifth and octave kinds of chords. But definitely there's this unique space where, even on piano, because I don't think of piano as a instrument to use distortion with, but now that I've discovered this, and of course I knew I knew it was a thing, I'd heard of it, but I didn't realize I could just plug in my guitar amp and get such a cool thing to play with that's so much fun, and that there's so much you can do that really makes the piano sound amazing. It's not a guitar, it's not an electric guitar, it's its own thing, and I think it's awesome.